Hey, good evening. I know it's a little early. Hang on just a second. Okay, please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I'm trying out some new software. Can you all hear me? Uh-oh. Let's see. I think it's okay. It looks like it's all good. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining me for my first happy hour. If all goes well, we will continue having these. I'm thinking maybe once a month. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It looks like there is a slight delay on your end, so please bear with me. So let me do some welcomes real quick. I'm so excited to have you all here. So let's see, real quick shout out. We have Anna, the old folk. Welcome. Cynthia, Janice Santiago. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, varied perspectives. Good evening and welcome. Philly Dom, thank you so much. I'm so glad you joined. So I mentioned Philly Dom in the last live that I had. He's been sharing my videos on his channel. And Philly Dom, you have such a huge following and you travel all over the place. And he's actually worked here in Alaska. I think you've done some seasonal work, if I'm not mistaken, Philly Dom. But I would love to have you on my channel for a collab. So maybe that's something we can talk about. I know we talked about it maybe a couple years ago, but I would love it if we could make that happen. But welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's see who else we have on here. We have Perry S. Hope you have ice for your cocktail. Well, I don't have ice for my cocktail, but I did stick this in the freezer. So yeah, it should be good to go. We should be all set. Let's see. All right. So I think I welcomed everybody. So I'm really glad that you are able to join me on this happy hour. Like I said, we may make this a consistent thing. We'll just see how it goes tonight. There are a lot of cool features with this new software that I'm using. So we'll work some of the bugs out. I ran into one issue here, but that's okay. We're not going to let that stop our show. So this is another exclusive live for my subscribers. And the way that I have structured this is if you've been a subscriber for 5 weeks or more, then you are able to use the chat. We'll be able to see your chats. But if not, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. That way you can participate. There are going to be a lot of cool things coming up. This is just the beginning. Where at the end of 2021, I said I was going to step my game up for 2022. And you best believe it's about to be real live on Happy Girl Alaska. Another thing that I want to mention is that the membership offerings are coming. I am this close to really nailing down what I want to offer to people to make it worth your while. And if you're not familiar with YouTube memberships, you can create membership tiers, have certain offerings, certain features that people can take advantage of if they decide to join up. So I don't want to put any crazy pricing around it or anything, but I do want to try and start offering more exclusive content. And I'm going through some housekeeping items real quick before we get into this happy hour. Let me see here. One thing that I want to mention to you is please, if you're on Instagram, follow me on Instagram because that's what I'm using to update you on my day-to-day type of things that are going on. A lot of the videos that I'm going to be putting on my channel are going to be informational about Alaska. I will still do the day in the life, so don't worry about that. But if you want to be in the know more current, especially for some of the things that are coming up over the holidays, then you might want to follow me on Instagram. And I will also be going live on Instagram. Let me see. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, yeah. So if you want to support the channel, a couple ways you can support for free is if you enjoy the content, hit the thumbs up button. As a matter of fact, if you're on this live, if you can hit the thumbs up button, that would be awesome. Comment. I love interacting with you all. For those of you who have been subscribed for a while, you know, for the most part, I respond to all of your comments. If you could share the video, that would be awesome too. And just kind of spread the word. The community is growing slowly but surely. I really like that because I get an opportunity to get to know you all. And that's the purpose of this happy hour tonight, is to get to know you all, to see what is your connection to Alaska. I want to get into that, learn a little bit more about you, and share some more about myself as well. Let's see. And then there are ways that if you want to donate to the channel, you can donate using my Cash App. And I'm going to put that on the screen here. Give me a quick second. Yeah, you can donate using Cash App, or if you want to purchase a super chat during the live, you can do that as well. So I will leave that to your discretion. Let me see, what else do we have here? We're real close. I think I've gone through just about everything. What I'm drinking tonight, I have to be honest, I had to get a little bit creative because I didn't make the run to the store that I wanted to make. So what I am drinking tonight is, I got some spiced rum. I think probably a double shot of spiced rum. And then I combined that with some margarita mix that I had. So the flavor is not bad. It's not tequila, but it's okay. It's okay. It tastes pretty good. So what I would like to know before we kick this thing off is, where are you all from? And if you have some libations, or if you are a teetotaler, that's fine. What are you drinking? What are you bringing to this happy hour? I'm curious. Let me go through and see what some of these comments are saying here. So Philly Dom is watching from El Salvador. Awesome. Okay, cool. And then we have Cynthia Santiago. She is in Puerto Rico, and it's 9:15. Oh, wow. Okay, so you all are about, well, at that time, so you're 5 hours ahead of us. Let's see. Did anybody else say where they are from? Let me see. Go ahead and rep your city and your state. Oh, hi, Jay. I missed you. Hi. Hi. You kind of snuck in the chat. It's good to see you. And let's see here. Let me greet Anna. Oh, okay. I greeted Anna earlier. God bless you too. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. All right. So it looks like people are being a little bit shy about saying where they're from or what they're drinking. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. When you start getting comfortable, feel free, put it in the chat. So I'm curious to know, for those of you that have lived in Alaska or are currently living in Alaska, do we have anybody who is in the live? Let me see. Yeah, I had to hurry home. Oh, okay. Like I said, I recognize that there is a delay because what I'm trying to do is watch on another screen to see how things are going. So I'll try and make sure that I keep up with the chat. But I'm curious to know if there's anybody who is in the live stream tonight. Have you lived in Alaska, or are you currently living in Alaska? I want to hear from you. Let me go back to the chat and see. Okay. So I think I'm probably just waiting for people's chats to come through, but it looks like, okay, so Perry S is from Buffalo, New York, close to Canada. Molson Canadian Lager. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. I'm not a huge beer drinker, but if it's like a light beer, then I don't mind it too much, especially on a hot summer day. I love that. So I believe, let me see here. Let me see here. So varied perspectives, if you're still on here, I believe you lived in Alaska, right? Once upon a time, you were stationed here by way of the military. I don't know if he's still on. All right, let's see here. We have another person. Let's see here. This is Jay every day. I'm drinking a red Electra Moscato, living in Indianapolis, Indiana, but born and raised in Gary, Indiana. All right, cool. Cool, cool. I love Moscato. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. I love it. Especially the bubbly Moscato. That's my favorite. Okay, so varied perspective. I'm pretty sure he lived in Alaska at one time. And then Philly Dom, like I mentioned, he lived and worked in Alaska. I think he was a seasonal worker. I'm not sure if he's still on the live stream. Um, okay, well, let's keep it going. So let me see. I don't have anybody that's playing along with that. So here's a question that I have for people is what were some of your preconceived notions about Alaska before you started watching this channel or some of the other Alaska-based YouTube channels? So one of the things that I know a lot of people, they kind of believe about Alaska is that we have ice and snow, is winter all year long, always dark here, there's nothing here to do, those types of things. Those are some of the common misconceptions. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Trevor E. Clark, he said he did not think many Black people lived there. And you know what? That thank you for that, Trevor, because that is another misconception. And for me, it's interesting because maybe way back in the day, well, no, because I have a couple videos talking about Black people in Alaska history. So Black people have been in Alaska for a very, very long time. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. And I think that it's interesting because Black people travel the world all the time. But I don't know. Maybe it's because a lot of times when you think about where Black people live, is like in mostly warmer climates, I think. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, that is a misconception. There's a community here. We're thriving. Yeah, come and check us out. Let me see here. So this is Jay Everyday says everything you said, common misconceptions. Yes. Yes, yes. And Jay, you had some questions about Barrow, and I have somebody who's going to come on here and talk about Barrow a little bit. I know you're also planning to visit Alaska. I don't know if Barrow was going to be your destination, but if so, then you'll have some information to take with you if you decide to go. So I think that's going to be a really cool interview. Let's see here. Perry said, sad to say, just cold and nothing to do, but you have absolutely changed my perspective on that and how beautiful that state really is. Thank you for that, Perry. And that's the thing too, right? Because a lot of people, they would be pleasantly surprised if they decided to visit Alaska to find out how beautiful the scenery is. I mean, it is gorgeous in the summertime. And then in the wintertime, it's gorgeous too. But I have to admit, it kind of gets played out a little bit. And it's not because of the scenery. I think it's more so because it is dark, right? And because it gets severely cold. The temperatures as of late, which have been really uncommon for this time of the year, have been below zero. So we've been having sub temperatures here. That's not common for us in November and December. Normally you get those type of temperatures in January and February. So, but yeah, Alaska is really beautiful in the summertime. And like I said, in the fall too, year round. All right, let's see here. We have Trevor. Do you recommend visiting via a cruise or going directly to Anchorage? You know what? I think it depends on what you're into. So if you enjoy cruising, I would definitely say come up and visit during cruise season. In one of my lives, I want to say I mentioned that May is if you don't want to be around the crowds, if you want to avoid the crowds, then you'll want to come and book a cruise for May timeframe. And I think they have some amazing cruises here. They have some that are 4 to 6 hours long, an 8 hour cruise, or if you want to just go all out for a full day cruise, there's so many different options to choose from. Now, if you want to go directly to the city, if you want to just jump right in, do some land tours, those types of things, then definitely I would say come to Anchorage and explore. And they have some great tourism companies here if you want to do walking tours, those types of things. So it really depends on what you're into. Me personally, I think I would want to try and mix it up. I would want to go explore the city first. And then for the latter part of my visit, I would probably book a cruise. That's how I would do it. Let's see here. Oh, Jay. Okay, Barrow is not your destination. I mean, hey, I was like, if you want to experience rural Alaska, then Barrow is the way to go. Definitely. Let me see here. Let's see. Got to get to Anchorage first. Hey, if you're into the city life, I would definitely recommend coming to Anchorage first. Or if you want to save the city for last and go to Barrow first or one of the rural locations first and then come to Anchorage, to wrap up your visit to Alaska, you can do that too. Yeah. All right. Trevor says, I am hiring you as my tour guide. Okay. So you put LOL, but actually Percy and I are going to be giving private tours. So tours with no more than maybe 4 to 6 people. So if anybody is interested in that, I need to put that product offering out on my website. But if you're interested, you can contact me through my contact form on my website, www.happygirlalaska.com. And we could talk about that. We can talk about timing and what it is you're planning to do. I actually had one person who had scheduled a private tour with me. We were going to be doing that in September, but she had some things come up and had to cancel. But we're definitely planning to conduct a private tour with her next year. So I think that's going to be awesome. And she was going to be coming by herself. So I would say if you have a group of, I'm limiting it to 6 people at this time. And if you would like to book a private tour, reach out to me through my website. All right, let's see here. We have Mike Lee from Alaska. Well, hello, fellow Alaskan. Welcome. All right. So, Mike, how long have you lived in Alaska? I'm curious to know how long you've been here. I posed the question to some other people in the chat. Trevor, I thought I may be thinking you're somebody else. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. So I may be mistaking you for someone else, Trevor. Yeah, but I'm wanting to hear from people who either currently live in Alaska or formerly lived in Alaska. I haven't even had a sip yet, y'all, and I'm having trouble speaking. Forgive me. So yeah, Mike, if you don't mind sharing, how long have you lived in Alaska? I'm curious. I want to hear from you. Okay, so we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep the conversation going. Yeah. So what I wanted to know is if you're planning to visit Alaska, what are some questions that you have about Alaska? I want to try and address those for you now. Um, so Mike Lee said, let's see, born and raised since 1981, Anchorage. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I beat you by a year. I've been here since 1980. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And you're in Anchorage. Okay, I won't ask what high school you went to unless you want to put that in the chat. I went to East High School, T-Birds. T-Birds rule. Oh my goodness. Yes. So I know that there are some other people though who are on the chat that Mike, you said wow. I don't know if that was at my comment that T-Birds rule. I don't know. At least we did back in the day, back when I was in high school. East. All right. Virtual high five, Mike. Virtual high five. That's awesome. A fellow T-Bird. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I'm curious. I want to know, let me ask this. Is there anyone who's planning to visit Alaska next year? And if you're planning to visit next year, have you decided on a city you want to visit? What are some of the things that you're interested in doing and seeing? Yeah, let's start there. Let's start there. Let's see, Mike, you said Palmer Job Corps. Okay. Okay. So, Mike, how do you like it here in Alaska? Are you still living in Alaska because you really enjoy the Alaskan scenery? Do you like the fact that we have access to the outdoors, the wilderness, but then you can also go and enjoy the modern city? What is it that's keeping you here in Alaska? So for me, what's keeping me in Alaska is number one, I have a really great job. I have a great career here. But then also I have a teenage daughter who is graduating next year. And I've been kind of waiting for her to finish school before I relocate. So the plan is this is my last winter in Alaska. That's all I got to say. Especially after these really cold temperatures. I can't see myself spending another winter in Alaska. I really can't. I really can't. Okay, so it looks like we have another question. Let's see, Trevor, how much time is needed to see Alaska? I'm so glad you posed that question, Trevor, because I'm going to make a video about how much time you need to plan for spending time in Alaska. And I think if it were me, I would suggest no less than 5 days, honestly. I mean, you could come here and do a long weekend, but I don't think it's really going to it won't do Alaska any justice just to come here for a long weekend. I would recommend no less than 5 days. And I will also recommend that you break it out by region. Do you want to visit Southeast Alaska? Do you want to go to more of the rural areas? You're going to have to split it up because remember that Alaska is a huge state and there's no way you're going to get to everything that's on your bucket list. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to get into more planning videos for those of you that are interested in visiting Alaska. And I think I might make it a live. I was going to just make a video, but maybe I'll make it a live so that more questions like this, if you have them, we can address them in real time. Okay, so Mike, I love to bike all year long. Oh, wow. Okay, so you have the fat tires on your bike. I've seen those. And you know what? I admire people who can do that. I mean, I can't imagine because you're riding your bike and all that. It's colder, right? When you're out there riding your bike, but I'm sure you have on all the proper gear. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I think Alaska is made for people that enjoy the outdoors, right? That's who Alaska is really geared for. All right, let's see here. Who do we have? The bearded knight, Josh. Very cool. I like that. I like that. Hi, how's it going, Josh? How's it going? Welcome. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Pup X13. I'm going to just say it like that. Welcome. Is it better to buy a used car in Alaska or bring your own if planning on staying for a year, particularly in Anchorage? Uh, okay, so I'm going to just, I'll speak from this from the perspective of this is what I would do. If you already have a vehicle, I will bring my vehicle. And if you can drive to Alaska, I'm not sure where you're located, but if you can drive to Alaska, driving up here in the summertime, and I hear driving up here in the fall is beautiful. It's stunning. It's stunning. So if you're able to do that, definitely, I would say bring your car. You could buy a used car here. You could do that. But I think if it were me, I would bring my car. I would. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Trevor, congratulations for your daughter. Moved to New York. No. she, would my daughter move to New York or would I move to New York? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what the question, if that question is directed towards me or my daughter. So, okay. So one thing I will say is that my daughter was talking about, she was entertaining the idea about going to school in New York. But after we went to Seattle for that long Thanksgiving weekend, she said Seattle kind of put her in the mind of a big city. So that will be kind of similar to New York. And just some of the things that we saw while we were in downtown Seattle, she really wasn't for that. So she said she doesn't think New York is for her. But I know that there are different cities, right? Other than New York City, you might see like some of the things that concerned her were homelessness, um, and it was really crowded, and we're not used to that. It's not that crowded here in Alaska. So, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, would I move to New York? You know what? Okay. I see it here, Trevor. I would consider moving to New York. I would. I visited one city in New York so far. I would love to visit the big city just to experience it. But yeah, I have some other places that I have in mind, that I want to try and spend a little bit of time in. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see. What is Jay up to? He said, I'm planning on visiting. I just want to see the scenery and get some mooses too. Jay, I'm telling you, you got to do it. You got to do it. Yes, definitely. And Jay, so if you're planning to have some mooses too, I'm assuming that you're planning to come to Anchorage, right? That's probably where you're planning on flying into. Yeah. Oh, and let me mention too, I'm planning to host a retreat. I have a tentative date right now. It's June 18th, and I'm going to limit the number of people that I am going to host for the first retreat. I'm planning on doing a second retreat, but it depends on how the first retreat goes, kind of like this happy hour. It depends. I haven't even had a drink yet, you all. Hold on, give me a second here. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah, so if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. I will be giving you all more details on what the retreat is going to consist of, all of that stuff. And I'm going to create a wait list or a waiting list because I put the word out on some other platforms. Believe it or not, I have about 100 plus people that are interested in attending this retreat. So I got to figure that out. I know not all 100 plus people are going to end up coming because that's just how it goes. But I have that many people that are expressing interest. So I definitely want to make the offer available to you all, my subscribers, and those of you that are able to comment in the chat. Like I said, you are my special segmented group. You're set aside because if you haven't been a subscriber for 5 weeks or more, you're not able to comment. So if you're watching this and you're not able to comment, that's why. Okay. Let's see here. Mike, I have some beautiful scenery pics. Mike, you know what? Maybe we should talk offline if you'd be interested in collaborating. I think that would be really cool. I'm trying to connect with other Alaskans here to get their perspectives and everything and have you come on and share. So if that's something you'd be interested in, hit me up on my website, www.happygirl. Here, I'm going to put it in the chat. Why don't I just do that? Okay. Okay. Hopefully it will let me do that in here. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work, but okay. There we go. So that should be the link to my contact form on my website. So if you'd be open to it, Mike, I would love to collaborate with you. I think that would be awesome. Okay, let's see here. Absolutely. I got it from you. Okay, wait a minute now. What? Oh, yeah, the Moose's Tooth. Definitely. I love Moose's Tooth. That is my favorite. Favorite pizza, hands down, in Alaska. Okay. All right. And let's see here. Mike. Cool. Got it. Awesome. Okay. Okay. I would love that. I'll be on the lookout for your contact message to come through. That'll be awesome. Okay. You know what, Mike? Let me ask you. Let me see here. So since you're on here, right? What is it that brought you to Alaska? It's I'm guessing that it may not have been by choice. Maybe you moved here with your parents. I don't know how old you are, though. I can't really tell. Um, but I'm curious. What brought you to Alaska? And we can go into more detail when we have our interview. But I'm curious. I want to know what brought you here. Okay, so is there anybody else that is planning to visit Alaska next year or visit Alaska one day? I think I want to say Cynthia Santiago, I believe that you and I have had conversations and you talked about visiting Alaska, right? Let's see here. Mike, you said your parents were here before you were born. Okay. Okay, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Okay, cool. All right, you all. So I plan to be on here for an hour. So it looks like we have a half hour left. So let's keep the conversation going. All right, I'm looking to see if I've had someone comment saying they visited Alaska. Not that you live here, but that you visited Alaska. Hmm. Okay. All right. It looks like we have someone who joined the live stream. Chris, Worldwide Adventures. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, and happy holidays to you too. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Trevor. Okay, this is a really good question. How many days just to visit Anchorage only? 3 days. Okay, so Trevor, I would say, depending on where you're visiting from, right? So my family, let me just give an example. My family lives in Georgia. If you live on the East Coast, you're probably looking at about maybe 8 to 10 hours of travel time. And I would say if you're going to be flying all the way to Alaska from the East Coast, I don't know if 3 days will really be worth visiting Alaska, right? Because that is a long time to be in flight. Could you come and experience Alaska in 3 days? Yes. Yes, you could. You could. And again, do you just want to experience the city? You can certainly do that. Anchorage is not that big. Do you want to maybe check out some of the museums, some of the entertainment that we have? Downtown Anchorage is perfect for that. If you want to see some of the Alaska Native art, there's also the Alaska Native Heritage Center. I would say you would want to try and book some tickets for that. And depending on the time of the year, too, that you would want to visit Alaska. But I would say 3 days in Anchorage, you can do it. You could do it. I would just say that depending on how far you're traveling, um, you may want to make it worth your while, right? But yeah, if you want help putting together a 3 day itinerary, let me know. I'd be happy to make some suggestions or recommendations for you. Of course, I need to know what time of the year you're thinking about coming. And I would say too, look at my video. So I have a couple videos where I talk about budget friendly things to do during the summer. And then I have another video where I talk about budget friendly things to do during the winter time. So take a look at that. If you have any other questions, I put my contact form link in the chat. So feel free to reach out. Okay, let's see here. Pup X13. I'm trying to find some type of work to stay situation in Alaska, like an extended visit seasonal. Okay, I have some information for you. Check out, I think this is the link. Okay. Check out that link, coolworks.com. From what I understand is that is a really great resource if you are looking for seasonal work, if you're looking for seasonal work that also includes accommodations or boarding, I think is what it's called. That's supposed to be a really good resource for that. I was trying to recall the name during the last live stream that I did, and I couldn't recall the name, but I went through my notes and yeah. So let me go ahead and pop that on the screen real quick. All right. So go ahead and check that out. So are you currently, you must not live in Alaska. Hold on. Let me look back through here. No, you don't live in Alaska. You're thinking about coming to Alaska. Yeah. So let me see. Did you say what city? Particularly in Anchorage. Yeah. There's plenty of work in Anchorage. There really is. But check out coolworks.com for the seasonal work. Yeah. And let me know how that goes too. How that turns out for you. All right, you all, you're being kind of quiet. Come on, friends. Come on. I'm thinking about maybe for our next happy hour, what I'll do is I'll have like a call-in link or something like that. But I don't know if you all are going to be shy. I don't think I'll set that up, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. So we have quite a bit more time. I'm going to keep it open. I know people are kind of floating in and out. So let's see here. What else did I want to ask you all? Because I'm nosy. I wanted to make sure that I didn't skip anything. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, let's see, thanks. I'll use the link and let you know. Perfect. Please do. Please do. So Mike Lee from Alaska, what are some of your favorite things to do here in Alaska? So I know you enjoy riding your bike year round, but are there some other things you enjoy doing here? So for me, in the wintertime, I'm not really an outdoors person in the wintertime. I have to be completely honest with you. But I will get out on occasion for like a nature walk during the wintertime. I do love going around and looking at all the decorations they have out for Christmas. And they have festivals downtown during the holiday. I think that's really nice. And then I mentioned in the last live that in February and March, we have a couple winter festivals. One is the Iditarod, and then we also have Ferrandi. So it's really nice to get out. As long as I've lived here in Alaska, I still enjoy getting out. They have a whole carnival set up and everything downtown in downtown Anchorage. So that's fun to do. Um, but that's probably about it for me in the wintertime. In the summer is when you'll find me out and about. I'm going on hiking trips. I'm getting out. I spend a lot of time downtown, just kind of floating in and out of the shops. Um, yeah, I have to say, summertime is when you'll really catch me out and about. I've actually run into a couple subscribers while I've been in downtown Anchorage during the summer. So that's pretty cool. I can't recall their names and I feel so bad for that. But if you're here in the chat, hi, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, there's a lot to do here all year round. Mike, I'm curious to know what it is that you're into. Uh, so Trevor, would you say there is a large amount of camaraderie amongst Black folks in Alaska? I would say, yeah. I mean, it's such a small, I think, let's see, the population of Black people in Alaska is about 3%. We make up 3% of the population. So it's a very small group. And I haven't heard a whole lot of strife or anything like that happening, at least here in Anchorage. Um, so yeah, I would say there's some camaraderie. I'm seeing that they're trying to spin up things like Juneteenth a bit more. That kind of died out a few years ago, but people are trying to revive it and bring it back. So that's really cool. That's neat to see. Okay. You might hear some rustling about my daughter just got home, so she doesn't know I'm doing this. Mm, okay. Let's see here. So I think depending on how much more engagement I get, I might wrap up in about 5 minutes. We'll see. I'll keep the live stream going for about 5 more minutes. And then we might bring it to a close. We'll see. We'll see. I'm curious that no one is asking what are some upcoming videos that are going to be happening. So I do plan to have another live on December 12th. So if you haven't seen that, I think there's a way that you can set a reminder. So set your reminder for that. And during that live, oh, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about you can actually save money by moving to Alaska. That's what I'm going to talk about. You know, you hear a lot about the high cost of living in Alaska, which is true. The cost of living is high, but yeah, there's some financial benefits to living in Alaska as well. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a live. I think it's going to be a really good one. So be sure to tune in. Hi, I'm hosting a live. It's like a happy hour. Okay, let's see here. So Trevor, what was your question? You're saying, let's see, does she know what she wants to major in? Yeah, she wants to major in, is it psychology? Psychology. Yeah, she wants to major in that. So I think she'd be really good at that too. And you know what? If she gets into it, and I told her this, if you get into that major and you decide you don't like it, you could always change it. You can always change it. I started out pursuing a major in accounting because I loved keeping track of money, ever since I was little, and I decided to go to college and I was like, gosh, these classes are so boring. I mean, I couldn't do it. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I didn't realize that accounting could be as complex as it is. So, yeah, I changed my major. Let me see. I think I only changed it one time, and I changed it from accounting to information technology. And I'm so glad I did. Yeah, that really worked out for me. Thanks for asking that question, Trevor. All right, let's see here. Carl Boyd, how long have you lived in Alaska? I lived in Alaska since 1980. Are we trying to do math tonight? So that's what, 41 years? I think that's 41 years. I've been here for a while. Yeah. Yeah. And it's great here. As much as I complain about the winters and the cold and the darkness, Alaska has some really great attributes. It really does. All right. Let's see here. Miss Gag. I'm late tuning in. How long have you been in Alaska and are you going to stay? Yeah, so I just spoke to that. I've lived in Alaska for 41 years. Am I going to stay? I could tell you this is my last winter in Alaska. I could say that without a shadow of a doubt. For certain. This is my last winter in Alaska. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Trevor, I'm no shade, Trevor. No shade. I mean, accounting, that is a noble profession. I just couldn't do it. And you said it's exciting? Really? I think it's cool though, because you have some people that they really get into numbers and complex formulas and that kind of stuff. I just could not do it. I couldn't do it. But yes, hats off to you though. I think that's really cool. I have a couple friends that are in accounting and they love it. Yeah. Let's see. It's dark by 4:30 here in New York. You know what? It's dark here, Trevor. Hold on, I can tell you. It gets dark here right now. Let me pull this up real quick. It gets dark in Alaska. Actually, we've already passed it. Shoot. Okay, sunset for us is at 3:46 p.m. 3:46 p.m. So we're not too far ahead of you all, but yeah. Let's see. Mike, where are you thinking about locating? So I have a few cities in mind, or a few states / cities in mind. So I'm looking at Arizona. I'm looking at Tennessee was a consideration. I would even say Florida is a consideration. North Carolina, Texas. And I think those were the main ones that I was looking at. Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't really nailed down a city in Arizona. I do like Phoenix, but I also like Sedona, but Sedona is super expensive, I think. But yeah, yeah. And then as far as Texas is concerned, Houston, Dallas, Tennessee, I like Nashville a lot. And then Florida, I mean, I like everywhere in Florida, to be honest with you, but Orlando is really nice. And then there's some other cities in Florida too. So I'm open. We'll see. I might do a little snowbirding and then decide on a location. We'll see. Okay, so what are you planning to do after you leave, and what time is it now for you? So it is 5:17 p.m. What am I planning to do after I leave? So do you mean like work-wise? If you mean work-wise, so my job, as long as I can get an internet connection, I could take my job anywhere. So that's the great thing about the type of work I do. I work in information technology, and all I need is an internet connection. Um, um, so yeah, that's the plan. That's what I plan to do. Um, let's see. I'm just waiting for you to take another sip. I've been sipping little by little. This is how much I have. I started out here, you know. I haven't had that much food today, so I don't want to get on here acting ignorant because I'm a little loopy because I haven't, had that much food and I've been drinking. So, um, okay, Jay, did you say what you're drinking? Yeah, you're drinking Moscato. You're drinking Moscato. That's right. Okay. Let's see. Trevor, what will happen to your channel when you move? You accidentally left New York off your list of places where you might relocate. Oh, I accidentally left that off. You know what? I would need to spend some more time in New York. Um, that wouldn't be a bad location, I don't think. I don't know that much about New York. I don't know enough about New York. From what I'm hearing, though, the cost of living is higher in New York than it is in Alaska. So that's kind of concerning. But yeah, no, I would have to check out New York a little bit more, check out some of the cities. I would love to visit New York again, though. That would be awesome. Any familiar to you? Okay, hold on. Let me see here. Mike, I think I might have. Where are you thinking about locating? Any familiar to you? So do you mean, are some of the places that I'm thinking of moving, are they familiar to me? Because every place that I named, I either have family or friends in those locations or in those states, I should say. Yeah. Okay, so Jay, you said you're considering moving to Dallas? Yeah, I hear Dallas is really thriving. That's what I've heard. So, and I've been watching a few YouTube videos on Dallas too. So it looks like it might be a cool place to live. Yeah, definitely want to visit. I think Houston though would probably be more my speed. Um, yeah, but I will have to check it out. I have to spend some time there, some real time in the city. Let's see here. Does that mean that you are over the cold? Oh my gosh, I've been over the cold. I've been over the cold, Miss Gag. I have been over the cold. It's just, and especially with this year, with the severe negative temperatures, it's really doing me in. I'm telling you. Yeah. Yeah. I like the summers and the fall, but I'm not crazy about winter. I'm not. But I would say if you never visited Alaska, um, I would say check it out in the wintertime too. If you're thinking about moving here, visit during all the seasons. And by all the seasons, what I mean is winter, summer, and fall, because we don't have a spring as far as I'm concerned. All right, you all, we're getting close to time here. We have about 9 minutes left. We have 9 minutes remaining. All right. Do we have any other questions? I really appreciate you all being on the live tonight, too. I thought I was going to be on here by myself because I normally don't do things on Friday. So I was like, ain't nobody coming. But y'all showed up. Thank you so much. I love that. I love that. All right, you guys. Let's see. So it sounds like we have at least a couple people that are planning to visit Alaska at some point, hopefully next year. Jay, I need you to holler at me if you want some ideas or some recommendations on what to see, what to do. I can even give you some recommendations as far as hotel accommodations. There are some areas that I would not recommend, even though you may get really great pricing in those areas, but there's some areas you might want to avoid. So I'll just say that. We can go into more detail though. Let's see here. I get that. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I now live in Atlanta. Oh, my sister lives in Atlanta and she loves it there. Much, much better outside of the traffic. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, she doesn't live in Atlanta. She lives oh gosh, I can't remember the area that she lives in, but it's kind of on the outskirts of Atlanta. And I enjoyed it a lot when I went and visited with her. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. Have you been to that spa called Jeju? I don't know if that's your kind of thing, but I thought it was so cool. I want to go back. It's a like a bath house or a bath spa or something like that. I had a really great time. We spent like half of the day there. Okay. So Trevor, yes, hopefully next year, Anchorage only. Okay, Trevor. So I'm telling you, reach out to me. If you want to do a 3-day itinerary, I will help you do that. We'll put something together for sure. Let's see. All right. Oh, most definitely, Jay. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, holler at me. Holler at me and we'll talk about some things, some recommendations, and all that good stuff. Let's see. Let's see. I haven't been there. Gotta look that up. Yes, Jeju. I think it's spelled the same way it sounds, Jeju. It's so cool. And there's some YouTube videos on it too, if you want to check that out before you go. Let's see here. The Queen. You cannot beat Florida. The West Coast cannot compete with the year-round climate. I have tons of family in Big D, and it is another LA when it comes to traffic. So you'll have to excuse me. I'm not really sure what Big D is. I have tons of family in Big D. The Queen, where is that? It is another LA when it comes to traffic. Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you can help me out, the Queen, I'm curious. You know what? Actually, my family is from Florida. My family is from Florida. I have family throughout Florida. And anytime I go and visit Florida, the weather is gorgeous. I've never been there except for hurricane season. That's kind of scary. But other than that, the weather is perfect. It's beautiful. I love it there. Okay, Coco draws. Oh, dang. I showed up late for the stream. I'm sick, AK, for the winter too. Okay, Coco draws. So you feel my pain. You understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, and it's not that I don't like Alaska or that I hate Alaska or that I'm just so sick of Alaska. It's just the winter. The winters are kind of tough. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Dallas. Oh, I got you. Okay, so Dallas is another LA when it comes to traffic. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And again, I think I would lean more towards Houston, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I plan to do some, like I said, if I don't move altogether, I'm definitely going to do some snowbirding. That's for sure. Okay, Perry S. I have to say, living in a warmer climate brings a better quality of life. So much to do when it's warm. Just my opinion, to each their own, I guess. Love the Tampa area. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Florida is really nice. It's so nice. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to do some exploring and I'll take you all along with me. And the question about my channel, I'm not going to stop making YouTube videos just because if I move somewhere else or if I decide to vacation somewhere else long term, I'm going to keep the channel. I'm going to keep the channel. So never fear. And I'll still talk about Alaska too. Yeah. Let's see. Did you bring up the membership thing? I think I missed it. I did, Jay. So I brought up the membership thing. I'm really close to having all the tiers worked out. And when I have the live stream on December 12th, I am going to announce what that tier structure looks like. And then I'm also going to have a giveaway because that is the week of my birthday. I probably should have mentioned that. So my birthday is December 17th. And I'm going to be hosting a live stream on the 12th. So it'll kind of like be a pre-birthday celebration. I want to do some giveaways and then talk about the memberships and some of the things that I'm going to be offering, because on my last live stream, somebody mentioned Happy Girl Alaska postcards, and I actually have those. So I'm going to be offering those out on my website. I'm setting up a little market. So I'm super excited about that. But yes, Jay, never fear. December 12th, I will be going into more details about the membership. I'm super excited about it. Super excited. All right, you all, we have 2 more minutes. You have me for 2 more minutes, and I have you for 2 more minutes. So fire away if you have any other questions. Any other questions? Anybody? All right. So we're winding down now. And what I would like to say again is thank you so much for joining me on the live stream tonight. I enjoyed this happy hour. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you would like to have another happy hour, I think what I would like to do is maybe have it every first Friday of every month. If that sounds cool to you, either put a thumbs up in the chat or say, let's do it, or yay, or whatever. Let me know if this is something that you all will be interested in. If you haven't hit the like button as you've been participating or watching the live stream, please hit the like button. That helps this video show up in the algorithm. Otherwise, my channel gets buried. Yeah, comment. And if you're not subscribed, if you found that you haven't been able to comment in this chat, it's because the chat was open to people who have been subscribed for 5 weeks or more. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have as many people participate in the chat as possible. But I also want to show my appreciation for my subscribers that have been rocking with me for a while. So, all right, y'all, we have 1 more minute. Oh my gosh, the time went by so fast. So let me get to a couple. Let me see. Let me see here. Thank you for the Cool Works link. You're welcome. I'm here to help. Let's see, Jay. I remember your birthday. It's close to mine. Mine is January 1st. Jay, are you a Sagittarius? I need for you to answer that before we end this live stream. I can look it up too. Because if you're a Sagittarius, then I know that you're cool people. Sagittarius is best. Let's see. Does your daughter like Alaska, or is she ready to move as well? Kasia, do you like Alaska? She said it's home. Are you ready to move?
Yeah.
She's ready to move. Yeah, we're kind of tapped out. I'm telling you, we're tapped out. Let's see. The Queen. Florida is open for business, and our governor don't play when it comes to citizens' rights. Great discussion. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Let's see. Perry, enjoyed this live so much. Thanks, T. Please do it again. Okay, I will. I will host another happy hour. Let's see, Mike, I'll share pics with you. Awesome. Cool, 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 cool. And then Jay, Capricorn. Oh, well, I think you're pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. That's all right. I'll give you a pass. I'll make you an honorary Sagittarius. How about that? All right, y'all. Well, we have reached our time again. Thank you so much for joining me for this Happy Girl Happy Hour. I will see you on the live stream December 12th. I have a video coming out on Sunday. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but it's going to be a goodie. I hope you enjoyed this time we had together. You all enjoy your weekend. All right. Make the best of it. And I will see you again soon. All right. Y'all take care. Bye.